We MTB riders have a problem, and the problem is that most racing-oriented XC bikes, trail bikes, or full suspension bikes that are coming out have only one bottle mount. For a rider like me, this means either I can carry my tools or I can carry my hydration on the frame. But both of these are important, so that's a conundrum, right? NAC promises that we can have a proverbial cake and eat it too. In bike speak, this means that we can carry our hydration and our tools using the same bottle cage. The solution couldn't be more simple. The C2 is a machined aluminum strip that mounts to your existing bottle cage and extends it. This extension can then be used with a variety of different size straps to mount your gear. So the NAC C2 Stealth Strap comes in a simple paper mount with a zip tie attached. Let's take this apart. So inside the box we get a machined aluminium C2 mounting plate. We get a set of 4 M5 bolts. We also get this 2 rubber nubbins with 3M tape on the back for some cushioning. And finally we have 3 different straps to mount our gear to. Mounting the C2 strap couldn't be simpler. The first step is to take off the bottle cage if you have any installed. The second step is to add your C2 Stealth mount to the frame using your existing bottle cage mount. There are 3 important things to remember here. The first is that these longer slots are used to mount your mounting plate to the frame. These 2 smaller slots are used to mount your bottle cage to the C2 Stealth mount using the provided M5 bolts. And finally, you should add your straps before you add your mounting plate to the frame, because once you do that, it'll be difficult to get the straps in. An interesting bit is that NAC has given us double slots to add the C2 mounting plate to the frame. This means that you have the flexibility to move it up or move it down, depending on how much space and clearance your frame provides. And finally, if you're worried about metal-on-metal contact damaging your frame, then you can use these supplied rubber nubbins and add them to your C2 mount. And finally, the third step is to use the smaller of your supplied bolts and add your bottle cage to the C2 mount. Another reason to use the smaller bolts on the bottle cage is because if your bolts go through these M5 holes, they're liable to touch your frame and scratch or damage it. So now that the one-time installation is done, let's mount stuff on our NAC C2 mount and see what we can get inside this. So this is all that I carry on an everyday ride. My hydration, this is a really thick Schwalbe 2.4-inch tube, my multi-tool, a puncture repair kit, and my tire levers as well. So the hydration goes where it should, right in the bottle cage. I'm gonna take out the Schwalbe tube here, add other gear. The multi-tool goes right over here, and we're gonna cinch all of this down on the C2 mount. It's a simple matter of just getting the strap around here, and I'm gonna make sure that it's cinched down really tight. And there we go, my hydration, daily ride essentials, all on one bottle mount. But now let's do a series of drop tests to see if this will hold. Again. So the C2 mount has passed my drop test, but I'm gonna ride the bike again like I normally would on my normal trails for another 15 days and get back to you on how it works there. You can see I'm at the start of my favorite single track trail, and I'm carrying a full load out right here. So my hydration, my pump, puncture repair kit, tire levers, extra tube, all on the NAC C2 mount. And we'll see whether this holds out in the real world. Sacrifices that we have to make for good content. I think I really need to invest in some good GoPro mounts. So after 15 days of using the NAC C2 mount, what do I really think about it? I think at its heart, the C2 really tries to address the problem that all of us mountain bikers have, which is a lack of mounts. Is it perfect? No. but it does offer a storage solution that is innovative and it does stand out from other generic solutions. So let's move on to its pros. The first thing is that the C2 mount is conceived and built in India by NAC stores. It is not one of those things that have been brought in from our eastern neighbors and rebranded and sold in India, and I can really appreciate and commend the effort. The second biggest advantage is that it's very lightweight. And being lightweight, it will be a darling for the weight weenie crowd. Third, the fact that it is flexible and versatile. This mount will fit any bike from a road bike to an XC bike to a full suspension mountain bike. And the fact that it has two cutouts that allow you to move it up and down depending on what your frame and space requirements are makes it even more flexible even on the same frame. Fourth, it's really well made. It's a thick, solid nugget of aluminium, so there's not much that you can bend or break it. Even the strap material, the Velcro, everything is decent quality. It may sound counterintuitive, but it is also very resilient. I rode hard for 15 days trying to dislodge it, but I was unable to do it. At number 5, it's the pricing. At 1300 rupees, it's well priced, and it still undercuts my favorite Toe Peak saddlebag by 500 rupees plus. So coming down to the cons, the biggest con that I find with this product is that it is minimalist, and being minimalist, your gear is exposed to the elements. This is not really a problem in the dusty summer month, but in the monsoons when it's really wet, it's raining, it's muddy, this means that the gear that you mount will suffer from a reduced life and might also suffer from rust. The second con, in my opinion, is that it doesn't lend well to odd-shaped items. A saddlebag is much better suited to items that are round, oval, or overly slippery. And if you do need a saddlebag recommendation, click on the I button right above. And the final con is that there are a couple of things that could be better on this. For example, the paint quality. The paint is easily rubbed off when you rub metal against metal. The second is the quality of the bolts that you get with it. I would have been much happier if they were made of stainless steel or they were better galvanized to protect them against rust. But there is one point that I'd like to make here. Most of our footage was shot on an MTB bike, but I think this mount lends itself really well to road bikes as well. Because on the road it saves you from using one of your bottle cages to mount your tool bottle, and it also saves you weighing down your jersey with essential items. All of this can go on the frame without affecting your hydration carrying capacity or your rear jersey pockets. In a world of similar looking saddlebags, I'm quite happy to see this innovative solution from NAC store. As usual, you can find all NAC gear and more on gearllama.com. I'll leave a link to their products in the description below. And finally, if you enjoyed watching our review, do leave us a like and consider subscribing to our channel. This is Bharat from Gear Llama signing off. I'll see you in the next one. Keep riding.